Hi guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how to run a social media marketing agency as a partnership. So if you're getting into the social media marketing world and you're starting an SMMA as a duo, so you and another person as a partnership, how to operate your agency in the most efficient way in order to get the most out of the partnership and kind of the trials and tribulations you're going to go through as a pair that you need to figure out from the start in order to make that a worthwhile partnership. To give this a bit of context, guys, if you're new to the channel, I started my social media marketing agency close to 4 years ago now. I ran it on my own for 2 years, and then after 2 years, I met Tom, who's the co-owner of my agency now, and who I run this channel along with. And we joined our agencies together after working together on a few projects. So he had his own agency, I had my own agency. We didn't know each other beforehand. He contacted me on LinkedIn to help him. No, he contacted me on Instagram, sorry, because he followed me on Instagram, and he messaged me saying, "Harry, followed you for a long time. I can see that you're an expert in the space. I've got a few clients that I would like your help with. Do you want to team up on a few projects?" And I said, "Yeah, absolutely." We got on a meeting and we were like, "Right, let's split the project down the middle and we'll just team up and collab on these products." One was an e-commerce brand, one was an online coach, and another one was an online coach and an e-commerce brand. And we've done a few videos on this in the past if you want to check out on the channel of like the whole process. Um, and we joined together. The projects went so well, and we really enjoyed working together because previously, for the first 2 years of my agency, it was just me running on my own. And you can take your agency to well above $10,000 a month on your own, which we both did prior to joining. However, when we joined on those projects, it was such a relief that we could bounce ideas off someone, we could collab with people, and share ideas and share the journey together, that it just felt right over those, and then we did some more projects together, and it just felt right to merge the agencies together. However, and I'd recommend you, if you find the right fit with someone in the social media marketing space, team up with them on a few projects, split the retainer down the middle and see how it goes. You might get on, you might not, but just don't jump into anything straight away. However, if you are starting from, the absolute day one, or starting it with a friend of yours, a family member, or a colleague, then there are a few things that you want to look out for in terms of how to operate it in the best way possible. So, and that's what I kind of want to cover in this video. So when you first start, I often get the question, because we have a lot of duos join the academy, and people say, right, do we both go through all of the content? Or does someone go through the sales side of things and someone go through the service delivery side of things? And a lot of people will be thinking that question too. And my best piece of advice is you should both, if you're in the academy, you should both go through all of the content, so you're an expert on everything. Or if you're not going through the academy, you should both learn both parts of the business. And the reason for that is, say you're the person doing the sales. How are you going to, and we say this in all the videos, you're not going to be able to sell a Facebook ad, sales funnel creation, email marketing, if you don't understand the service that you're selling, and vice versa. If you're doing the service delivery, you need to understand how to communicate with clients in the best way, how that client's being sold in the meeting, so you understand what to deliver and what's being promised. So it helps for you to see both sides of the sword. And but furthermore, you're not going to want to be in that role forever. Eventually, as your agency grows, whoever's in the sales position is going to move out of that sales position and move into a more managerial position, where they're going to have to manage not only the salespeople, but also the service delivery people. So you need to understand, what the service is, so you can oversee them, and vice versa. So that's step one. So make sure everyone who's an owner of the business understands all parts of the business, at least to a certain point. Obviously, the person doing the sales delivery initially can kind of spend more time developing that knowledge to a more advanced level, but you need to have that kind of fundamental understanding of all parts of the business. I think that's super important. However, when you do start, so say you join together on day one, you both understand the service. There is going to be an element where one person's doing the service delivery and one person's keeping the pipeline full, because and even if you're a solo agency watching this video, when you do sign a few clients, you're going to have to still put time aside to continue that sales, to continue the sales, to keep your pipeline full, so that when you lose those clients eventually, you'll get more in. And so that's where you can kind of diversify your job slightly. However, in the beginning, when you don't have any clients, it'll be stupid for both of you not to be on outreach. Whether one person does the qualifying and building the lead list, and the other does the cold calling, or you both do all of it, it's going to give you twice as much kind of rocket fuel behind growing the business. And then once you start signing clients, you can slowly peel one member off. To deal with that client. So that's how I would navigate it as a duo when you first launch an agency. But in terms of once your agency is, really thriving, you've got 5, 6, 7 clients. Like I say, I would play into your natural advantages. If one person's unbelievable at cold calling, and that's how you can find out. If both of you do it at the beginning, naturally one person's going to be better on the phone, a better communicator. Gets on with, is more personable, understands how to navigate a sales call better than the other person. Whereas the other person might just naturally enjoy running Facebook ad campaigns where the other person hates it. So you'll just slowly over time find which services and which jobs fit your personality. Like Tom and I. Tom and I don't have um Tom and I don't have specific jobs that we've outlined on paper. It just naturally happens, which is quite unusual. We do have clients that we head up. So Tom will be account manager on certain clients and I'll be account manager on other clients. But we do, as a pair and as a company, and the employees that we manage, we do naturally take up different jobs to fit our personality. Which is what I'd applaud you guys to do. But however, in terms of managing the money, I'd recommend, if you're in 50-50 with someone, split the money down the middle. If you're joining two agencies together, what Tom and I did was, because there was a time period where we didn't have the joint agency, we just had two separate agencies, even when we were managing like 5 or 6 clients between us. One agency would just invoice the money, and then the other agency would just invoice the other agency for half of the money. But obviously, as you grow, or once you start from an absolute beginner as a duo, you'll just have one company, split the money down the middle, pay yourself the same salaries, pay yourself the same dividends, providing you're doing the same work, and kind of go from there. I think one thing I will say is, going into it as a pair, as in a partnership, yes, you're going to make less money on the front end. So when you first sign a £1,000 a month client, it's going to be annoying for you to have to split that £500. However, you're gonna naturally go a lot further. And there's a quote that says, if you want to go somewhere fast, go alone. If you want to go far, then you join up and you go as a pair. And that really is true. So, and I think it just makes the job and the business a lot easier and a lot more fun to run, because you can bounce ideas off someone. Say you have, a client giving you grief for whatever reason. You can speak to someone in your agency that is experiencing it with you, and you can just, it's someone, like a shoulder to lean on, and someone to just get you through a difficult situation. But on the flip side of that, there's also someone that you can celebrate with. I know in the first year and a half, when I didn't tell anyone that I even owned an agency other than my Instagram following, it was an extremely lonely process, especially when I wasn't signing clients. I didn't have anyone to lean on, because I wasn't in a course or a mentorship group, and it was a lonely experience. And then when I did first sign a client, there was no one to really celebrate with, which was annoying. So when you do go as a pair, you kind of spur each other on, and that helps you keep each other accountable. But if you're watching this video and you're not as a pair, something I would seriously recommend, and I don't want you to see this as like a shameless plug, is, and because I'm not saying get into our academy, but getting into an academy where you have a mentorship group and a group chat with hundreds of other agency owners that are all experiencing the same thing, and build relationships that way. Not only will that help you, stay consistent and bounce ideas off each other when you're going alone, but it might even help you find a partner in your agency. So we've had quite a few academy members. There's someone who's actually forming a partnership this week in the academy, where they met each other on the Discord and on the live calls. If you're an academy member, the next live call's on Monday. And they met on the live calls and in the Discord, got talking, and they're now joining their agencies together after seeing what Tom and I have done. So getting into a mentorship group, a good one, where there's a solid community and there's live calls, and that's a perfect way to meet people. But even so, if you're not there to meet people, it's a perfect place to bounce ideas off people, saying, oh, like we have all the time. Hey guys, what do you think of this ad? Hi guys, I'm having this trouble closing this client. What would you do in this situation? And everyone gets involved and everyone helps each other. It's such a useful resource to have there, and it will make your job as an agency owner so much easier. So to kind of summarize that, guys, if you're going into it as a pair, make sure that, to start with, when you've not got a client, both of you are on sales. 100%, because that's going to double the amount of chances that you have to sign a client. And then once you sign a few clients, play into your natural advantages of what suits each person better. But before you do any of that, both of you need to become an expert at everything in the industry within reason, so you can oversee and manage different parts when push comes to shove. And then as it grows, you know, you can just take it from there. But hopefully you enjoyed that video, guys. Hopefully it cleared a few things up, because I do get a lot of questions in terms of, you know, how do I find a partner? Is it worth finding a partner? And how do you navigate, you know, handling the different tasks when you do have a partner? But hopefully that video helps. If you've not watched our previous video, the previous video was a Q&A Sunday that we did, where we, you know, rapid fire questions, the usual stuff. We do them every single Sunday, and the one that's just gone, we covered how to get clients with no testimonials. We covered how fast you can get to 10K a month, and like 10 other questions. So super good video. Give it a watch if you've got 20 minutes to spare. Please make sure you subscribe and follow us on Instagram if you have any questions on the social media marketing agency industry. Harry_SMMA and Tom_SMMA. Our DMs are always open for any questions that you have on the industry. And we'll go from there, and we'll see you tomorrow at 9 AM for tomorrow's video.